Game front!
Update!
Game front.
Update.
Game front update! Yeah!
Woo! Sorry, I got momentarily brought down a level because of Zach, and then brought back up because of James.
Wow!
Perfect medium.
So we got just at the right level towards the end. Yeah, there's...
I was confused. I was afraid I was going to say it wrong, like I was with the E3 updates.
No, don't worry, I said it wrong too when James was interviewing me. That was only because I didn't know the new lyrics to the song.
It wasn't because he was awkwardly trying to shove a banana into your mouth.
That
Someone wants potassium.
I threw up all night long last night.
Did you?
After eating that banana.
I'm surprised you're here.
Yeah, but I threw up out my ass, which was funny.
Oh,
I'm laughing.
that's
Can't
not
get that
funny.
taste out of my mouth.
That's not funny at all.
Hmm?
So, game front update time.
Yeah.
What are we talking about, Zach?
I don't know. Who's got the notebook? Mitch.
Oh, I got the notebook. So yeah, let's wrap up E3. We've been talking about E3.
You want me to lay a beat down for you?
Wrap up, like put it into
okay.
the talks of. So yeah, let's talk about E3, James. What me and you when we went into day 3 together, we saw a bunch of different things. We saw Injustice.
Yeah.
Which I
was
thought
amazing.
Looked amazing.
Yeah, it looked actually surprisingly better than Mortal Kombat that was released in 2009. Or 8 or 10. How long have I worked here? 2011? When did Mortal Kombat
It came out last year.
Last year. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows that, but when was last year? Is that 2011?
It was
Yes.
last year.
No one knows that 2011 was last year.
I'm just trying to figure it out. So yeah, 2011's Mortal Kombat. I think Inversion's going to be better than that. Inversion! Oh! What's it called? Injustice!
Injustice.
Oh man, Inversion.
They did some really cool things. They made it so that the stages are as much of a character they have to fight against as the enemies yourself. So your the enemies themselves. I can't speak. Zach, take over what I'm saying.
No, James, with the nuts in your mouth. Please, try and talk.
No, but like.
First of all, the environment never is an enemy. The opponent will make the environment not attack you, but they use it against you.
Yeah, I meant to say like, you know what I meant to say. No?
No, tell me.
Okay, well, so you got like, various different environmental hazards in each part of the level. There's, I think, like at least 3 parts to every level. And like there's cars.
Yeah, but they said there was 3 parts.
There's cars hanging over the ceiling. And the cool thing is that depending on what character you're using, you're looking for the car?
I was looking for the car.
Depending on what character you're using, you interact with the environment in different ways. So Superman, obviously being super strong, can leap up, take the car, and slam it over the head of the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
Batman, who obviously cannot do that kind of stuff, would have to throw batarangs at the wires and eventually make it fall onto whatever is below. So I thought that was a really interesting way of making character differences in how they interact with the environment.
Yeah, and it seemed like they had because every level had like 3 areas to it, and you could, unlike most of the Mortal Kombat games, or maybe I'm wrong, the new one didn't have multi-levels in it. Yeah. But usually when you went to the next phase of a level, you were stuck there.
Yeah.
But it seemed as if there was like X-ray attacks that would take you back to previous parts. Like you would, if you were Superman, you would almost do that Raiden move where you like torpedo dive somebody into an elevator. Then it does a cutscene of this awesome, like, just beating the hell out of somebody in an elevator, and then it's like, ding, doors open, and you're back to the place before.
The first place. Yeah.
It was awesome.
It was pretty
so cool.
So cool.
Did you get to see the trailer for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about the trailer, I think, in awesome. One of the
wham! Hit those nuts in.
Yeah, and then we saw we basically did a whole tour of the WB booth, and the other game that we saw was Guardians of Middle-earth, which was a 5vs5 Lord of the Rings MOBA, kind of like League of Legends, but on console.
And we won.
Yeah, we won. We kicked ass, actually.
We kicked ass. It was a lot of fun. I actually, everything I saw at E3, that was the only thing I didn't know about that I really liked. It was probably my favorite surprise there.
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot of League of Legends. In fact,
a lot, more stripped down and console friendly, I would say, because there's no items that you have to get. Stat.
Well, it's still in development. We don't know if they're gonna. They might add something like that. I would find it hard to believe that they don't add some some more to it.
It wouldn't surprise me because it is a Xbox Live Arcade game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it is on a console, so
Yeah, you're
I
right.
think they're trying to appeal to the. I don't want to say like dumbed down, but you know how it is.
You kind of said it.
That's not what I mean,
you
though.
specifically used
No.
the words you said you didn't want to
But
use.
there's a difference between like a PC game and a console game. Like obviously sometimes PCs they have a whole mess of different stats that you have to worry about. Console games tend to streamline that.
Mhm.
That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, I agree with you. I guess I could see it going either way. It was very easy to use a controller and play the game, which I would say that could quickly get out of hand if you were playing a full-fledged League of Legends game.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, overall, what was your favorite thing in E3 that you saw, James?
Well, Inversion was my favorite, and then
Inversion?
you've already cut the.
Inversion?
Oh my God! No, not Inversion! Not Inversion. Injustice.
Injustice.
And then it was the Lord of the Rings thing.
Uh-huh.
It was cool though. I had a good time at the entire event, but those were my two favorite things I saw, other than the booth babes.
You got a really nice picture of Jessica Nigiri.
Which I don't know who she is,
She's a
but she came up to me and
No
she was
big
like,
deal.
"Are you James from Gamefront?" And I was like, I don't know yet. Who are you?" And she said, "Jessica Ingrid."
Jessica Nigiri. I don't know how to
Nigiri.
pronounce
And
her
I was
name.
like, "All right, you can get a picture with me."
She's the super hot Lollipop Chainsaw model.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
her.
that was her.
She was cool. She did not know me. In fact, I bet you she was glad she didn't know me. Yeah, but the booth babes were cool, and we got pictures in the aliens,
Oh god.
the mech with the alien attacking.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I don't know if we've shared those pictures. We should probably try to put them in the updates so people can see them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Moving on from E3. I guess not moving on yet. We should also kind of plug our videos
Oh yeah,
that we filmed.
we did some versus stuff, where we played against each other in the games that were at the different booths.
Yeah. So go check those out. They're
Check those out.
a lot of fun they're a lot of fun to film.
Yeah.
I hope they're at least half as fun to watch as they were for us to
I hope the 3/4 is fun to watch.
3/4.
75% as fun to watch as they were to be in.
Arcade system is what we think of. 3/4 fun.
Yeah.
Playing
Oh.
video games. It's funny. Wordplay.
Wordplay.
I figured I wanted to say something, add a little bit in there, and what it was gold,
Yeah, that was cool.
which is what you collect in video games.
Yes.
Sometimes.
high five on another.
Yeah.
We are like
We
the
got
hippest, coolest
Yeah.
guys.
Inversion. All right.
Oh,
So
man.
moving on from E3 now.
Oh, Will Wheaton, check out it.
Oh,
He did
Will
today.
Wheaton.
Todd Howard, he interviewed him.
He
well,
did.
he-
Todd
No,
Howard.
Will Wheaton interviewed Todd Howard, not Todd Howard interviewed
listen,
Will Wheaton.
just make an inversion of what I said earlier.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Next, Lollipop Chainsaw. I guess I'm the only one who played it, wasn't I? Well, I guess played it substantially. Going into Lollipop Chainsaw, I remember James was really interested in doing the walkthrough for Lollipop
I
Chainsaw. In
wanted
fact,
to pretty badly.
we fought over it because you were doing Inversion. I'm like, well, you just started Inversion. Maybe I should do the walkthrough for Lollipop Chainsaw. And you didn't want to give it up. You kinda
Yeah,
fought me for it.
I didn't too long. As soon as it was on the 360, I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with the 360. I just am so lazy that I don't want to switch the cords. I don't want to deal with it.
And
So if it's on a different system, and then I have to change things back and forth, like Dark Souls, I'm like, screw it.
So this was Friday when we were fighting over Lollipop Chainsaw, and then I took the game home on the weekend, played it, and I came back Monday, and I'm like, hey James, you want to do the walkthrough for Lollipop Chainsaw? You sure? It's pretty bad. And yeah.
No, here's the order of the conversation. You
Okay.
said, James, do you want to do Lollipop Chainsaw? I'd be more than happy to switch. And I said, yeah, maybe. Did we get it yet, or what system? He said it's on 360. I said, oh, I don't want to. I really don't want to do it.
I don't.
And you're like,
remember
oh,
it.
it's so terrible. I wanted you to do it.
Was I in the corner screaming the whole time? Hey guys, hit me, and you guys were like, "Shut up in the corner there,
Shut
back
up,
to the
sir."
spreadsheet."
Yeah,
That was
that's
fun.
Yeah. But yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the game at the start of it, and it's still not a great game, but I did warm up a little bit to it. The combat is pretty boring at the beginning until you start getting some combos that you have to buy over the course of the game. The combat is pretty awful. But yeah, it eventually gets better, and I ended up not hating it by the end. So yeah, there you go. My thoughts on
I was
Lollipop
watching
Chainsaw.
some of your walkthrough, and I thought it looked like I didn't know if I necessarily wanted to play it, but I was enjoying watching it.
Yeah, it's. I don't know how much you like it because it is similar. In my opinion, it's very similar to More Heroes.
Which I was not a fan of.
You were not a fan of
No.
More Heroes.
Which on the opposite side, I am not enjoying watching my own walkthroughs of Inversion. Well, it's not that I don't watch
You
them.
mean Injustice?
No, no, Inversion.
Oh, you actually
Close
mean
one.
Inversion.
Inversion, yeah. The game is fun. I don't think it looks that great. I don't think it's totally a generic copy of a lot of stuff, but I'm enjoying it. It's just it's really not that interesting to watch. The gameplay's fun. I don't know what I think of it. It's just like I'm realizing it's really a long game. They made a full-fledged game out of what I would have been happy with, like 2 or 3 levels. It's like, oh, this
Don't you
is
hate
cool.
when that happens?
Yeah, and they're like stringing me along, like, oh, 6th chapter, now you can pick up a car. You know, I could do that in the tutorial, and then they took all my abilities away. It reminds me of, that's such a cliche video game thing. Oh, to show you all the cool stuff at the beginning, take it away, and gradually give it to you until you
Finish the game.
It's actually a smart game design choice.
Why?
Because it says, okay, rather than make you feel like you're completely weak and you don't know how cool the game is going to get. They show you how cool the game is going to get, then make you weak, and then make you incentivized to play till you get badass again.
All right. I just feel like it's been done so many times.
No, it's
like, oh, you get to the part.
Absolutely a cliche.
So here's the part. You gotta like save a APC or wait, what is it? There's something going on where there's a bad guy, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, why don't
What's
you
the
use
deal
this
with
rocket
video
launcher?
games and bad guys?
I know,
mean,
exactly.
Think of something new already.
Well, there's this moment where it's like, you can't hurt this thing unless you have a rocket launcher. But luckily, the guy you're with is like, you know what I've been saving for you? A rocket launcher. And you're like, oh, great. Here's the part of the game where I get the rocket launcher,
That's
and now
dumb.
bad guys can only be hurt by rocket launchers.
That's pretty dumb.
Yeah, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but not much. The game is generally fun.
All right, so next week, pretty dead week. We got Lego Batman 2. Anyone interested?
I mean, I've the only Lego game I ever played was Star Wars Episode 1, which was just such a great movie that I just felt like the Lego series wasn't taking it serious enough.
Mm.
You know, I wanted all of the
Drama
drama
of
from Episode 1.
like Jar Jar Binks.
Yes, I mean the.
Ooh, Mr. Jar Jar Binks.
God, it's added such a layer to them. A layer of shit.
Yeah, so that's the only
actually,
way
I
ever
heard
played.
that they finally added voice acting to Lego Batman 2. It's like the first Lego game that actually doesn't use the
Lego gibberish.
Lego gibberish.
That's kind of a. I mean, who am I to say? Maintain the integrity of the original game. I played it for 5 minutes in 2001. But I kind of liked the fact that they didn't speak.
Yeah.
It would be like having a Sims game where all of a sudden the Sims can talk.
Yeah. Well,
So
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Then after that, the next week is Spec Ops: The Line and Spider-Man.
Ooh, I like Spider-Man.
You like Spider-Man? I played it at the Activision pre-E3 event, and I was not a big fan. I thought.
Is it based on the movie?
I don't think so.
Oh, well.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure how it might follow some aspects of the movie, but the demo that we saw had like the Rhino, and I swear to God, I hate fighting the Rhino in Spider-Man games because every single time you fight the Rhino, it's the same exact boss battle. You wait for him to charge, jump over him, he runs into a wall, you beat him up, and that's
Is
basically
that
the fight.
what you gotta do?
How often did you do that in Batman Arkham City?
You did that a bunch in Batman Arkham. I'm sick. I'm saying I'm sick of that cliche. I'm sick of that cliche.
You guys
in
are
boss
so
battles.
jaded from playing video games so much.
I gotta say.
We'll swap out sometime.
And at least in Arkham City, you didn't actually just jump over him. You had to hit him with a
Bangarang.
a
batarang,
batarang,
sorry.
and then dodge out of the way.
Bangarang.
That made a lot more sense because he was dazed and he couldn't stop himself, and then he ran into the wall.
Yes, a giant dude got knocked in the face by a batarang.
Rawr! It makes sense. Shut up,
Yeah.
Zach. All right, well, that's all I have on my notes. Anyone else have anything to say?
Gosh, I feel like there is something I want to say. Oh, what is it? There's gotta be something.
Banana!
Oh, that leaves a foul taste in my mouth. Thanks for watching.
Don't
Plantains!
Don't forget plantains.
Don't forget to
Eat bananas.
eat bananas.
You guys are weird.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Mhm.